Welcome back to All the Things Sword of Truth, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a craft brew poultice on the side. I'm Jade.
That sounds awesome. I'm Nate.
And we're going to be getting into Chapter 17 of Stone of Tears.
Yes, we are. And actually this week, I don't think we have anything to really bring up beforehand, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, we open up pretty much right where we ended in the last one. Richard wakes up at Nissels, and Kahlan immediately starts lying because that went so well the last time.
Yeah, that should never be a go-to move. And also, how many times has Richard woken up at Nissels now?
Oh, a lot. He should just have a bed there.
It seems pretty consistent.
But Kahlan fills him in on the new story, basically, about what happened. Richard immediately, accidentally, quote-unquote, starts hurting Kahlan while squeezing her arm and demanding answers about that shit. And I just couldn't help but be reminded about what we talked about in the last episode and how Richard is not the most gentle person alive. Sorry. Not sorry.
It's amazing to me how this was the word she chose to describe Richard when all of the other words apply so much more. That she's like, he's just so gentle. And like, I know we're just messing around. We don't think he's really violent towards Kahlan or means to harm her in any way. But like, yeah, he has shoved her around. Now apparently he's squeezing her arm. Like, I've had to ask you questions in intense moments. And I might be like, Jade. And like, even so, I'll put my hands around your arm. But I'm not like squeezing so hard where you have to recoil from the pain. That's excessive.
Yeah. At the very least, he doesn't have to be like a woman beater to not be gentle.
Right. Rough house.
Yeah.
Can pass as not gentle.
If Kahlan had just reworded it and said, he can be the most gentle dude you've ever seen, I would drop it.
Then it would have been fine. Yeah.
I probably will still drop it because it's not that big of a deal, but he's not gentle.
No, it definitely stuck out. I mean, I know we were even joking about how violent he was, how he has the potential to be violent, but it doesn't make him a bad person. He's Richard.
He gets a little angry.
He goes off harder than anybody goes off.
Yeah.
That's his way. So it's okay. It's not a bad thing for him to not be gentle, but he is not gentle.
Right. That's all. He calls himself stupid for letting Darken out after being warned so many times, because, like, he was.
Well, yeah.
And Kahlan gets upset when he's like, I must have been mad to do that. Even though it was like an offhanded comment, she's like, don't you ever say that about yourself. Which I would have been a little weirded out. Like, okay, calm down, Kahlan.
Yeah. Well, it was very intense. But at the same time, you don't want to see somebody you love tear themselves up like that. So, Don't say that about yourself is something you hear a lot when somebody's feeling down, because they typically say things like that. But all of this is due to the talk that she had with Denna.
Right.
She told him about, like, the madness that's in Richard, so that any mention of madness to Kahlan, she would want to stomp that fire out, like, immediately.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I would think that I would want to embrace the fact that he was a little mad from his time with Denna. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good that she damaged him, right? But also, she fucked you up. Fuck her, right? We can both, like...
Yeah.
I understand why you have compassion and all that, because you're a good dude, Richard. But we can both agree that she was fucked, right? And she fucked you. Not that way, but also that way. But generally... bad experience. Good.
Nothing brings people closer than hate.
Yeah.
No. It is kind of funny, though, that we were making comments about Kahlan having this psycho girlfriend card and being pretty overbearing on Richard, especially recently after, like, it's decided they're gonna get married. But isn't it only fitting, then, that Richard might be just a little fucking crazy, too? It works. It's like Joker and Harley Quinn, except they're good guys. And not as abusive.
Yeah.
Because,
If I was Kahlan in the psycho girlfriend position, I would probably be like, yeah, fuck that bitch. She made you crazy. I don't make you crazy. You want me to make you crazy? You don't want to go back there. So let's stay in the good graces, okay?
I mean, the look you're giving me right now makes me feel like I might be a little crazy.
Well. Kahlan makes him promise never to doubt her love. After being all weird, she makes another weird statement, and it's just like, never doubt my love, which he agrees, he promises, I never will. I feel like it's never a really great thing to promise, because no matter how strong your relationship is, you're probably sometime going to be like, do you though? And then if you have a good relationship, you will be quickly reassured that they do.
Well, I know it started with Richard, like, gloating on her. You're the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Your hair is perfect. I love you so much. And that's when he was like, I love you. And Kahlan was like, promise me you'll never doubt my love. And so, it came from a natural place. But, yeah, where it goes after that is a little different.
Yeah. Kahlan fills Richard in on the rest of the things that happened with Darkin the night before. Him putting the Keeper's mark on him, but then he was frightened by the Kandar and just ran out the door. Isn't that a wonderful retelling?
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly how I remember reading it.
Super
word for
accurate,
word.
yeah.
No, literally, it was one paragraph long. That was it. It was the whole
chapter.
Everything was fine. And then he laid down and went to sleep. And woke up at Nissels.
Yeah, we carried you over here, and that was it. I didn't see the spirit of your dead lover. Nope.
Yeah, nope. No more questions. What?
She then starts deflecting, and she's like, oh, by the way, we gotta put poultices on that shit, and, like, clean your chestal area.
Are these the craft brew poultices that
Yes.
we were talking about earlier?
Yes, I'm positive that the yeast in the beer definitely is going to help.
Well, it's definitely what you want to put on an open wound, I can say for sure.
Yeah, it's going to help stuff grow, and that's what you...
And that's what you want.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
She makes a comment about how she knows he's not going to want to follow the directions, and he's going to want to stop, like, taking care of it, and it's going to be a pain in the ass, but he has to do it, or it's going to make him sick.
Because he's done that literally every time so far.
I just thought it was funny. They've only known each other for, like, a hot minute, and she's already knows how he treats his wounds and shit. She's already like, I know you, Richard. I know you're not going to take care of yourself. And I thought that was interesting, that they've been together, like, this long, and she's already an old married woman. Like,
right.
You better eat your vegetables.
Well, it was the same thing with the headaches. Like, we didn't really see any evidence of Richard having headaches beforehand. And she goes, well, I know every time you're having a headache. I know you so perfectly well. Which, don't get me wrong, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that she's picked up on these things. I just don't know when she had the time.
I think it's just us as the reader. We don't get that perspective. And it's not really brought up before. At least that I remember reading. And so when Kahlan makes these claims, you're like, hey, wait, how though? Because it doesn't say. And I mean, maybe it's just supposed to be that they spend a lot of time together. They've been walking together. They're in close areas together. They're just together a lot.
They just know each other's souls, okay? But talking about them being, like, together, Kahlan brings up the fact that he could probably change his name to Amnel instead of either of his last names if he's not super fond of them.
Yeah. If you don't like yours, take mine. That's how I got you to marry me.
That's right, baby. I was all about the Bruni.
No, it's backwards because you had a pretty awesome last name. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, not that it's much of a declaration. If I were Richard and I had a chance to be Nathan Wilde, I would take that chance. I would totally take your last name.
We just didn't talk about it beforehand. It was just assumed, but
Yeah.
We probably should have had a longer conversation.
It probably would have ended differently.
I just thought it was interesting that we're already to this point and he's already so done with Cypher. Just because you found out about a very unfortunate situation that your mother was in doesn't mean that you can't keep the last name of the man who raised you.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what it is, too. George was your father.
Yeah.
Like, he was your father. You should have his name.
Yeah.
He was a guy that stepped up and did it. That's how he gets credit.
Yeah.
His name gets to move on, you know, but yeah, he abandons that very fast for the new one.
Right. I understand with the gathering and the spirits, he had to accept that in order to keep going with the gathering. But I just mean like in his day-to-day life. I feel like I would be like, yeah, I'm a Rawl, like by birth, but you're going to call me Cypher. Also, it makes me sound super cool, like I decode shit.
He could be a bad guy in a Batman comic.
Yeah. Perfect.
I know that was a random throwaway, but no, Cypher is a pretty cool last name.
Yeah. Yeah. Kahlan, just jump into Am. Now let's have a longer conversation. Come on. Speaking of conversation, Richard keeps trying to tell her how he feels about all this, but he doesn't even get a full sentence out. So the reader doesn't even actually know what he's trying to fucking say.
Right.
Because Kahlan keeps being like, nope, nope, you don't feel that way. This is what we're going to do. Blah, bloop. And it's just a dick move. She's like, you're just tired. It's all going to work out. Don't worry about it. You're going to figure this out. I'm an asshole.
It just reminded me of what, like, stressed out soccer moms say to their kids. Like, you're just tired. You're just tired and you need to go to sleep. Just go to sleep, little Richard. Stop asking questions, Richard.
I hate that on top of just, like, poo-pooing away his feelings and his frustrations, she also puts it all on him at the end, too. Like, you're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Not we're going to figure it out. I know he's a seeker, but, like, you're supposed to be partners or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta invoke the team, man. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Richard suddenly is ready to be gone from the Mud People Village. He's like, you know what? Actually, we're done here. So I'm going to call Scarlet. We're going to get our shit together. You go get your fancy dress on. And then we're going to be married and off to Aidendrill before night.
I feel like it's going to end up being one of those roadside Vegas chapels where you just run in there like, do you? Cool. Do you? Cool. Kiss her? Get the fuck out of my church.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then they'd be gone and that would be their wedding. It wouldn't be very romantic.
No.
It would get the job done. And then, like we've discussed before, they would be able to do it. And so, well, therein lies its own remedy. But
no, literally at this point, you're getting married in the Mud People Village just to say you, like, it's not going to be a special ceremony in the Mud People Village. You might as well just say, hey, didn't work. That sucks. I'm going to pack your dress and I'm going to come back here 6 months when the shit's done. We're going to party like crazy and then get married when you get to wherever you're going. But, like, also do the thing before that, probably.
do the thing as much as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there would be other ways for it to be special, even if you are in a hurry. And I guess ultimately it's not the wedding that matters, it's the marriage. So that may be kind of the viewpoint that they're taking too.
I think it depends on who you ask.
That's true.
I mean, for me, that's how it was, but I know that I've seen, like, people on TV who that's not it.
No. I don't watch reality TV. So.
It's really mind-numbing. I like it.
It's mind-numbing. Fuck, I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Kahlan tells Kahlan that he's going to figure this all out, and she tells him they will do it together. Okay, so finally now Kahlan has come around and is like, oh yeah, it's not all on you. I mean, it is, but it's not. We'll do it together, okay? Always together.
It's, what? FTW?
Fuck the world?
No. No. Forever, together, wherever.
Oh yeah, that's cuter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you get to patch and all your buddies, you know, they think it means one thing, but you can be like super cash romance with your wife.
I like it. And, you know, it's a little bit more romantic than the Harry Potter always, because, like, that one was unrequited and creepy.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a